all you space engineers out there. Commander Kingfish here, and I am back in my Apex Survival. This is episode number 10, and so we're making progress here. I did some off-camera work, and so as you can see, I've got the hangar done. I've got it all filled in. I've got it, I won't say it's done, but we are airtight. If you look at down in the lower left-hand corner, you can see that the oxygen is high and that it's warm in here. So we could actually, if we do this, let's see if I can remember how to do it. Let's do this, come around, and then I think it's J. Yeah, see, and we're not dying. So that's a good thing. But I always go around with my visor closed anyway, since I'm always in first person for the most part. So let's take a look at what the projector had to say. We can sit over here in the chair at the captain's desk, and there are a couple of things that I didn't get done. So I could not find this floor center that I put in. I don't know where that's at. It's probably under one of the pillars. That interior turret, I know I didn't put that in, so I know where that's at. And then this reinforced conveyor tube, I replaced that with a conveyor junction. So those blocks I know are where they're at. The only one I couldn't find is this armor block and this floor center. So, but we're going to go ahead and we can turn this off. And let's hop out of here. And then if we go outside, we can go ahead and take that projector out, because I'm not going to be using it on here. So we can remove it. So let's go ahead and do that. And close there. So we can take this out of the way. I had a turret set up right here, but I ended up putting one out here, away from the building, because I had too much stuff around here. I figured it really wasn't going to be as effective. And then I put one, I had one already built, or part of the projection down there on that lower corner down there. And so these guys are pretty damned effective, actually. And then I put this one in over here. As you can see, I got scaffolding up and around. I decided to use that to finish this up with. And so let's go ahead and take that scaffolding down. And we can go up here. Actually, you know what? I might leave this scaffolding up for a while, because I may want to get up here and put some stuff up here. I may need to plumb this, some more stuff in, things like that. So I think I'll leave that scaffolding up. But as you can see, I've got the wind turbines in. I could always add a couple of more if I wanted to, but that's the same setup I got over there. So that seems to be doing enough power for the base, because I've got a battery set up in here, and then we can go and look at that. Let's come down over here. And we'll go inside. I'll turn off my oxygen tank. So what I've got is air vents. Actually, let's look at this first. Should be running around using my gun as my pointer. So I've got a full vent right here that is pulling in oxygen from the limited air out here. And so if we go inside, I got to get my sensor set up on here. I still got a lot to do with this building. but you can see that my oxygen tank is full, and so I've got that hooked into a container right here, which this container is not hooked into the system. I think the only reason I put this cargo container in, let's see if I put anything in it. No, I don't have anything in it. Was just so that I could set that oxygen tank on top of it, and then maybe have an access point at some point. But really, this is pulling in oxygen from in here or from the tank. It also is pulling in oxygen from the air, but it's also utilizing this tank, and that's what's creating the environment, the oxygen-rich environment here within the within this air hangar. Now, the idea of having this right here was so that I can build ships on, and I think what I want to do is put a projector. I'd like to try to put a welding thing in of some sort where I can create my projector, but I don't know if I have enough room in here, and I might have to do some remodeling just to be able to get that welding setup that I have in mind to put in here. I do have those set of doors set up, and actually that reminds me, let's go ahead and set up, this is going to be the north doors. So let's hop in here and let's get into our control panel. Now I am calling this, what am I calling? I'm calling this AH. So these are going to be AH. What I want what I want to do is set them up in a group. So let's do it like this. If we grab this door, and actually just so you can see, let's see if I can do it like this. So you can kind of see the doors there. So if we hit this and we're looking out this away, and we go to our control panel and we go airtight, and then if we click on this hangar door, you can kind of see the green outline. So that's on this side, so that I know that all of these doors are over here on this side, and that's what I had identified with those doors over there. So if we go ahead and grab all of these and do that, that's got all of those. We want to make a block. And what did I call those others? Well, I think I want to call these AH dash hangar doors north. Save. Now let's see if that did that the way I wanted it to. All right, let's go to our control panel. Let's go up to our groups. Oh, all right, let's change this differently, just so that they're consistent. I need to change this to putting north right there, and take and save that. So now that should have all of those. Nice. And then if we do this, that should have those. Now these hangar doors, I'm not sure what, let's click. Oh, that, so apparently I made two groups. Oh, yeah, you know what? I bet it did. Let's, I've got, oh, you know what it's going to do? I know what it did. I've got to delete that. And then I've got to delete that. Now I still should have my north. That's all of those. And then my south, which is all of those. Okay, beautiful. So now let's do this so I don't lose all of my oxygen that I've got built up. Let's go ahead and go into our oxygen tank. Small one. And we're going to go ahead and rename this right now. HA, is that right? I am getting all confused today. AH. So that should be, if I go AH, I guess that's what I'm using. Anyway, I'll tell you what, let me get this figured out real quick here, and then I'll get back with you here in just a little bit. All right, I think I got my stuff figured out here, so let's go ahead and get back in there. I went through and actually tried naming everything. So if we go to AH, that should bring up our doors, all of my oxygen. So I'm going to turn that on to stockpile, and then let's do this, just so you can kind of see how they're working. So let's go to the south doors. If we click on open, and you can see that they're all opening. It's nice. Now I got to set this all up, but those are working like they should. Now if we go back in, roll up to the top. Let's go ahead and close those. And then if we go to our other set of doors and we click open on them, we can see that they are opening on this side. And they're all opening and working like they should. Now if we get back in there and let's the north, let's go ahead and close those. We can then go to our oxygen tank. Where you at? Oxygen tank. And we can turn stockpile off. And you can see that the air vent is filling this place up with oxygen. All right, so that's that. So I got actually a few more things to show you. So that's over here. So we still got a lot of work to do over here. And I better eat something while we're at it. I've got a ton of algae. So I'm not going to starve as long as I remember to eat. We'll close these. So I got tired of going up and down the stairs. So I put in some catwalks here to get up and down. And that's a hell of a lot easier than going up and down the ladder. So that's the ladder over here. And ultimately I'll end up putting probably a set of stairs on this side. So if we go back in here, I got a little more done in here. And so I've got some more stuff set up. I think we had just gotten the auto crafting set up in the last episode. This is just kind of, that's just kind of the inventory manager that gives you just an overview of everything. I've been tweaking out some of my components so that it's producing what we need, so that they're there, so it's just a little bit faster. The interior plates, that's in the medium cargo container that's on the platform. So that I cannot be able to pull those in through the manager, but that's okay because it's not connected in. And of course we knew that the algae couldn't be transferred over. And then I put in another LCD, and I'm going to continue to add more. I've got a couple of more that I haven't built yet, but this is for inventory for my ingots. So this shows you how much I have in the way of my ingots that are in here. And you can see what percentage of storage it is taking up. So I've got that done. Now, what do I want to do today? I guess I want to work some more on that hangar. I've also want to start kind of getting an idea for the farm. There's two things I've got to do. I've got to set up production. And I want to set up a production building, which means that this stuff will all move. And I'm going to kind of try to design a building. And I'm not sure where I'm going to put that at. It might go out over there, although that probably my production facility is probably going to go out over on this side somewhere, because I want to put my farming building in right in this area right here, which it'll be close to the algae farm, and then it'll all be connected in via piping over to here, and I can probably run that piping right down along the edge there and into the farming building where the farm plots and everything will be. So I haven't exactly, I've got to do some thinking on that, on exactly how I want to lay it out, but I don't want to build it out over there because I don't want the building in the way of the sun. If we go over there, you're going to see why, because we are producing a lot of algae. I got real lucky when I set that up. I just happened to get it pretty much set up east and west, and so let's go over there and we'll pull out the algae. I've got to do that anyway, and we'll kind of look at what the layout is. So what I'm kind of thinking is that the farming building is going to go into this. It might even connect in with these right here, which will tie this all in and shore this up. And then the connectors, the conveyors, will hook into that right there. And I don't know if I'll leave this. I might just leave this battery in. I'll leave those in for sure, but I'll build those out. But if we come over here, we've got 230, what is it? 238. And if we come back in over here, go back and go in and look at the inventory. We have a boatload. Let's put it that way. Let's go back inside so I can deposit this. I could have done that anywhere, but this way I'm getting my oxygen filled up and we can kind of see what our inventory looks like. So if we come over here to the food processor and we go to our inventory, well, actually, Izzy's inventory management has moved it around, so it's actually in a different location. But if we scroll down to here, you can see we've already got 230. I've still got a stockpile of algae crisps somewhere because I just made a bunch. They might still be in the food processor, but if we drop this in right here and we go up to our food processor, it should be at the top. Let's search meal pack. And maybe I'm just not reading it. We should have a bunch of them in. Oh, there we go, 51 algae crisps. And then I got another 461, so I can make another 100 easily. And we should put some of that in production. And I'll go ahead and just grab these. Oh, you know what? So it's already learned I guess I got algae crypts over here, so this is producing our algae crisps. Where are they? Meal pack, kelp crisps, and so it's got it into the inventory being made. All right. I think that's what I wanted to show you over here. So now, let's get back out here. And let me figure out what I want to do next. Which I think I want to... Well, I guess the first thing I should do is probably put a sensor up and on here, so that these doors open automatically. And I'm not totally well, I don't want to do that just yet, because I don't know exactly if I'm going to build out some sort of corridor between these buildings. Thing of it is, it's going to be pretty complicated trying to get a corridor coming up. So I might just leave this as is, but I think for now we'll just kind of keep doing it manually, and we should be fine with that. All right. So I'm going to have to do, well, first thing I've got to do is put some lighting. There's some stuff. I want to finish putting those panels up and around the top, because I think that just kind of, it covers it up a little bit, but it also makes those you can kind of still see the hangar doors, the top working portions of the hangar doors. So I think that looks kind of cool. And I might change those to a different color. So let me kind of play around with this a little bit and see what we can come up with. And I may go after that unknown signal as well. So yeah, so let me get going. Well, as you can see, I've got some lighting up and in here now. I've put panel lights up. I've put them two there, because you've got for the airtight hangars, and then two over there and two over there. Try to keep it consistent going across. I'm sure I'm not real thrilled about this being out like that, but it does keep it airtight. Now I did want to break up, instead of that was one solid, white coming down, but I might, I could put those pillars in place along there, but I think that'll be too much white. So kind of going to leave it the way it is right now and just see how this comes out. Maybe I change these to yellow just to help break that up somewhat, but we'll see how that pattern goes. That's what I want to kind of show you right now. So again, I got all of those one panels up. Now I'm trying to think of what else I need to do in here at this point. I've got the lighting in, I've got that in. The I know I do have to put in a event controller, so that when I come in and open up these doors, then I stockpile the oxygen tank. And then once the doors are closed, then it can go back to not stockpiled. So that's one of the things I've got to do, and I've just got to figure out where to put that, and whether I put that into the wall right here. That might be a good spot for it. Maybe either that or over here by the door. That might be another good spot for it. Which, actually, that might be a good spot for it right there. So let's do this. Let's turn the oxygen tank off, And let's see, that's AH. And that should be down here towards the bottom. Stockpile off. And let's see, we want an event controller. Do I have that? I might not have that on the bar yet. Is that under? No, it's not under the programmable. Well, it might be under the programmable block. No. All right. Let's find it here. Event controller. And we can just drop it down right there. Now, I want that to be white. And let's get the parts for it. All right. We can drill this out. There goes all of our air that we had in here. Let's get back to where did the event controller go? Right here. Let's find the, there we go. And I think that's the way it should go, like that. That should be airtight. And then, there we go. All right. And we can turn that oxygen tank back on. Stockpile off. There we go. Okay. So what we want this event controller to do is when any of the hangar doors, because we're going to have the airlock here, we're not going to have to worry about that. So if we go into this event controller, we're going to want, let's see, oh, let's go get our spider meat. See where that spider popped up at. They're hard to find sometimes. They should be in and around here someplace. Well, we know that it took out a spider somewhere. Oh well, we've got way more spider meat than we can use right now, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Oh, I do want to put some lights on the outside out here, but we'll get to that. All right, back to the event controller. All right, I tell you what, once I kind of get this set up, I'll catch back up with you here in just a little bit. Well, I think I've got it set up. It took a little bit. It just takes a little bit of thinking on it. So if we go into here, and if we go to our event controller, which are right here. So here's my events right here. So I've got them all set up. If you look, I've my available blocks that I've added is all here, and it's actually, so if we go up here, the event is door finished, open, closed, and all of my blocks, hangar doors, were all selected and put into here. I couldn't just pull the groups in. It doesn't like that. So now my So that's my events, and that's the blocks that are associated with the event. Now the select actions, I've got, if you can kind of see over here, the first, excuse me, if the hangar door is open and you kind of see it, it's under there, then the stockpile is on. When it closes, then the stockpile is off. And same with the south hangar doors, open, on, closed, off. Now we should be able to test that, and while I am at it here, I need to update something. Where did it go? I put in a button panel right here. And if we go, I need to name this. So let's do that, just so I got it named. All right. So I put in a button panel here. So now we should, if we hit 1, that should open that up. And it didn't, huh. All right. For whatever reason, oh, there. Oh, it closed. Oh, it's open closed. All right. This is now. All right, let's try this again. I need to set this button up. All right. Button 1. Not. Well, I thought I had it worked out. Let me kind of work on this a little bit more and see what happens. Well, I have not been able to get this to work like I want it to. I've done it before. I have another build going that it was working perfectly. So that when I opened the hangar doors, it would shut off the oxygen system so that I wasn't wasting ice and stuff. Now I'm going to have to go back and look and see how I had that set up, because it seems like the event controller, when I select the open closed, it is opening and then automatically closing it, which it shouldn't. It should be that when it opens. Now, I can't remember what I used. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's not door open and closed. Maybe it is one of the others, but it didn't. But that seemed like the only one that I would have used to do that with. So I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out. And I'm just sitting here, just kind of scratching my head. So what's next? Let's see if I can. So one of the things I wanted to be able to do was kind of build a welder system. And the problem is, so if we bring up welders, and if we look at, well, I don't even think I have them on the hotbar here yet. So let's go welders. We'll grab this welder. So I don't know if this size, if I have to put 2 in, I would have to put it in maybe something right about here. And I'm thinking of a piston system, putting that piston system in. So I would have maybe a welder here, and I would have to have a welder on this side. and I just don't think I have enough room in here. So I'm thinking what I'm going to have to do is already start thinking about remodeling this system. Maybe take out this wall and extend it out. Let's do this. Extend that wall out, or literally make a second bay or a second building that's larger that I can create a welding system in, and I think that might be the best way of going about that. And then what I can do is either put that on that side out there a ways and maybe put a corridor off and going. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to figure out how to make that look good. So the next thing I want to do then, I do want to build a mining ship, and I can do that in here. I think what I'm going to have to do is, if we do this, I should have a rotor somewhere on my hotbar here. Maybe not. There it is, 3. It can be pretty much any rotor. And if I do it like that, that will probably be high enough because I can set the projector up on it and then work from that. So let's see how that does. And let's knock that part off. And then if we go into here, let's go to rotor. This is kind of going to be maybe a temporary thing. Let's add a small head. And that's done that. We now want to put a projector on there. And I'm going to need a step up, as I always do. All right, and then let's get to our projector. I know I have that on the hotbar. All right, so if we come over here, all right. We want that facing that way, that way. Yep, we want it like that. Oh, I need a steel plate. Of course I do. All right, so I got everything. I should be able to actually just build it. The turrets have been busy. I haven't been able to find any of them, though. I don't know why. So let's drop that down on there like that. Not too worried about the color at the moment. All right. So that is in place. So I think what I need to do now is, if we go 8, do I have any? Come out. Oop. Of course I need steel. I should have some in here. That should be more than enough. Oh. All right. Is that enough? Okay. And let's go ahead and get this out of the way here. All right, I should have a miner that I want to use. So let's go into here. Projector. Let's go to our blueprints. And let's go. I got several of them in here, but this earth miner, ice miner. Actually, I think it's this earth miner right here. Let's copy to the clipboard. All right, let's see how we are looking here. I think I just got to flip it. All right, so let's flip this thing. I tell you what, once I get it into place, yeah, I will catch back up with you here in just a little bit. Well, I've got this set up and in place. You can see, so I could actually just do that and do that. So that you kind of got a feel for what we've got set up here. So one of the things that I need to do, and we're starting to run out of time today, so I need to build this out, and I need to kind of figure out this building, or if I'm going to actually just add more onto it. And I think I'm kind of leaning towards making this building much larger. Probably completely take out this wall, because I also am going to have to figure out a hangar bay, and because I've got this miner set up for a conveyor underneath, and it will connect fine right here, but this isn't the place I want to park it. So I'm either going to have to build something out there, which also means I'm going to have to work on my production facility. And if we look out through here, you can kind of see my one connector there. What I might do is just add another connector off of there that I can land the miner on. And because I mainly what I want to do is be able to get iron, because that's what I use the most of right now. So that's what we're going to try to do. And so I think that's what we're going to have to do in the next episode. I'll add some more onto another LCD so that we can get more of our components and our inventory set up. But right now, I'm pretty happy with the auto crafting and that. So I don't know how much more I'll do on that. But again, things that we need to get done is get the farming set up, get the mining set up, and get the production facilities set up. So that's quite a bit of work ahead of us. All right, well, I think at this point we're going to call it good, and it might be a little shorter video than we have been doing. So just I've run into some difficulties today, that sort of thing. So just one of those days. All right, you space engineers out there, if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. It really does help out the video. And please subscribe. That will really help out the channel. Okay, space engineers, keep your heads low, keep building away, and don't get shot. And with that, Commander Kingfish is out of here, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.